At this time, I'll introduce a familiar face to you, the prosecutor in this case, Lee Patterson from Floyd County, who was assigned by the prosecuting attorney's office and the Attorney General's office to prosecute this case. Lee Patterson.
The sheriff's right. This day has been a long time coming, and we're really happy that we're able to give the family some answers because they still, I think even now, even when they were told today, I think they still had held out hope that she might come back. I just want everybody to know how hard that this team of law enforcement officers, this combined task force of the GBI, the FBI, the Walker County Sheriff's Office, and investigators and staff from my office. I've got Scott Weaver, one of my investigators, and Natalie Statz, one of my assistant DAs with me. I just want all of you to know how hard they worked and the hours they put in. I've never worked on a task force like this that did this kind of job. So thank y'all for coming, and I guess we'll answer questions later.
We will take a few questions from you. I ask that you be orderly and respectful, and I'll point out, if you'll raise your hand, I'll point you out. If you'll direct your question to the appropriate person that came to the podium, we'll do it that way.
Sheriff, closure is a term that's used quite often. When you spoke to the family, how much did it mean to them? I know the prosecutor said they still held out hope, but what was their reaction and what did it mean to them that you could tell?
Well, I was present when the mother was told, and certainly she was very emotional. And she said, I think about Theresa each and every day, and I hold out hope each and every day that she might return. I think now that she can put to rest her mind wavering each and every day, her being unsettled. While grief is a natural part that the good Lord has given us when we lose a loved one to go through, I think now that she knows that Theresa is past, that she will be able to begin an appropriate process of grieving for her daughter. And that may be a short period of time or it may be a long period of time. But I think mentally, physically for her, the fact that she will be able now to go through the grieving process without that doubt there, will certainly, I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but I think it will assist her and help her. Will she always be saddened and about losing her daughter? Well, certainly she will be. And she'll never forget her. She'll probably think about her every day for the rest of her life. I think you do that when someone passes that you dearly love. But, I just hope that this will make the passage into the next process easier for her and the sisters.
Sheriff, forgive me. Thank you. You're live on Fox 5 News in Atlanta. Can you tell us, again, if you can encapsulate how this came to be and how that body was discovered, and if there was anything specific that you learned about Sam Parker from any of this?
Well, I will allow Sheriff Everett to speak about that. I was not there at the scene where the remains were recovered, and I'll ask him if he can say anything to you.
Thank you.
Like I said before, a farmer looking for driftwood or walking sticks came across a jawbone. He called 911. We sent deputies to the scene. We took possession of the jawbone, and then we assembled a search team later that evening. A few hours later, we put the search team out in the woods in different areas, and one member came across the skeletal remains, and then we were able to call in the GBI. We secured the scene. Like I said, the next day the GBI came in. We turned all the evidence over to them, what we recovered. We sifted through evidence at the scene to make sure we didn't miss anything in the area. And then today we got the confirmation it was Ms. Parker.
And Mr. Parker had professed his innocence widely to us and to other folks. What do you say now that her body has been discovered and confirmed, and what does this say about the jury and the case and the conviction?
I think that would be an appropriate question for the district attorney to address, if she can address that at all.
As you know, part of his defense at trial was that that Theresa Parker was not dead, that she had gone to Mexico or she had ran away. Well, I think we proved that wasn't true at trial because the jury obviously convicted. What that says about Sam Parker, I think you can draw your own conclusion. She didn't run away. She didn't run away from her family. She would never have left her mother and her sisters and her nieces and her nephews in limbo. And I argued that during my closing argument. I mean, she would never have put her family through that kind of turmoil and suffering because she was very close to her family. So I think I don't have to say what it says about Sam Parker. It speaks for itself.
Is there, while you're up there, is there an appeal in this case at this point? And
Yes.
Is there any way you think this will now affect that appeal?
Well, the defense attorneys have, as is their right, filed a motion for a new trial, and it is pending in the court. Obviously, part of what would come in, their argument that she disappeared and that she ran away is not valid now that we have located her body. So, yes, it could possibly affect the appeal, but the appeal would have gone on nonetheless, whether we had found a body or not.
If this goes for a new trial, would it be stiffer than a life sentence, a capital case, with the discovery of the body?
No, because the conviction stands. Unless a new trial was granted and we had to retry it all over, then maybe that would come into play, but no.